This video is sponsored by SKILLSHARE. If you hang around until the end, I'll give you a link to try 2 months of SKILLSHARE for free. Out there, beyond the horizon, past the crashing tumult of the surf, undulating on the ocean's surface, lie large soups of trash. The Pacific Ocean hosts 2 of 5 of these human-made collections of garbage, each of which are the result of currents called gyres gathering the 8 million metric tons of trash that flow into the ocean annually. These gyres are the trash compactors of the ocean. They loosely collect the ocean's trash all into 5 giant areas. But imagine if there was a way to actually clean up these massive amounts of waste by simply buying a bracelet. It turns out there is. 2 Florida surfers created a company called 4ocean to do exactly that. They sell bracelets to fund a large-scale ocean cleanup effort. But can purchasing a recycled glass and plastic bracelet actually translate into less trash in the ocean? Today, I'm going to ask a simple question. Is 4ocean legit? More specifically, is what they say they do, using revenue from bracelets to clean up ocean trash, actually happening? The core of 4ocean's operating model lies in one big difference from many other ocean conservation or cleanup groups. It's a for-profit company. Co-founder Andrew Cooper explains this decision to keep 4ocean a for-profit as an opportunity to show the moral capability of the private sector.
Everything around you is brought to you in the private sector. Why can't the private sector do more good? Why can't we create a company, a for-profit, that can do good, that's mission-driven?
Essentially, 4ocean has managed to leverage their bracelets, which are made from recycled materials, but not necessarily the exact trash taken from the ocean, to create a number of cleanup operations. Unlike other companies based loosely around causes, like Patagonia, Tom's, or Tesla, 4ocean seeks to put their trash cleanup mission first and their products second. Their central claim is that for every bracelet you buy, 1 pound of trash gets cleaned up from the ocean. And yes, 4ocean definitely does clean up trash. They've hired 300 employees, 100 of which are full-time, that help collect garbage with the 3 Bs.
Boots, boats, and booms. So that's boots on the ground on the beaches, boats on the water, and booms at river mouths.
They also host community events for people to volunteer and learn about the ocean trash epidemic. But 4ocean is adamant in their claim that the trash volunteers collect doesn't count towards their quote-unquote pull-a-pound promise. Over the past 2 years, Cooper claims that 4ocean has cleaned up over 6 million pounds or 2.7 million kilograms of trash from the ocean, according to their internal calculator. They then take all of this garbage, sort it, recycle that which can be recycled, incinerate some of the garbage that can't, and find other solutions for the rest, like sending tires to a devulcanization plant for reuse on playgrounds. In short, 4ocean definitely seems to be cleaning up trash from the oceans, a fact which the third-party Better Business Bureau audits every couple of months by matching receipts to trash counts. As of right now, the company has received an A+. 4ocean is even working on a
link on the website where you can click the trash tracker and you can search by location, by date, and look at, March 16th, 2017. What did 4ocean clean up? What did it look like? What were the contents like?
But as much good as 4ocean's cleanup efforts do, it's still just a band-aid solution to a systemic problem, a fact that Cooper readily admits.
4ocean is not about the number of bracelets we sell. Bracelet sales will never be the solution to removing plastic from the ocean. It's a movement that's going to require everyone in the world's participation, specifically the decision makers that are in charge of waste management infrastructure and plastic packaging.
As a result, 4ocean has recently started to leverage its brand to influence companies and municipalities in what they call their upstream approach. 4ocean partnered with Air Canada to eliminate all of its single-use plastics on its aircraft, and is now in the process of working with 2 local government bodies to create better waste management systems. That being said, Cooper stressed that their relationships with these 2 municipalities are currently tentative. Admittedly, when I initially started this research process, I was wary of 4ocean in large part because they seemed to lack a needed amount of transparency, especially when it came to where the revenue from their bracelets actually went. Considering that each bracelet retails for $20, it seemed like there should be more clarity around how that considerable amount of money is used. After 2 years, Cooper says the company is honing in on transparency and messaging. Indeed, Cooper was more than willing to share details about financials.
Just to be transparent, we sold 4.2 million bracelets. We very recently, as in the past couple weeks, released our personal tax returns and all of our business financials to the Better Business Bureau to be a third-party verifier that Alex and I have each only paid ourselves 0.7% of all the revenue generated from day one.
And according to Cooper, that revenue rings in north of $50 million. All the rest of that 98.6% gets put back into the company in the form of R&D for their new line of products, administration, infrastructure, supply chain research, and wages for their cleanup crews, whom, according to Cooper, earn a living wage. But the wages are relative to where employees live, so they could vary widely. With all this in mind, I think it's still important to stay vigilant about financials. While it is notable that Cooper shared part of their finances, it's even more important that they back up these claims with data. 4ocean needs to earn the trust of its customers not through ads, digital marketing, or words, but through transparent communication and action. If done right, like in the case of Gocean, who publish a monthly breakdown of their financial reports and tree planting receipts, it would be way easier to spend that $20 with a clear conscience. At the end of the day, over 6 million pounds of trash is an impressive feat to clean up. But considering that over 17 billion pounds or 8 billion kilograms of plastic enter the ocean each year, 4ocean's tally is unfortunately just a drop in the bucket. The fact that this 2-year-old company seems to be not only thinking about downstream effects of plastic, but also the upstream sources of it is encouraging. In terms of transparency, Cooper made clear that they are trying hard to show that they are not just talking the talk, but also walking the walk. He even went so far as to suggest,
if the Better Business Bureau isn't the best one, I'd like to hear people in the comments of this video suggest one that's better, and we'll partner with them. We literally want to offer as the most transparency as possible.
So at the end of the day, yes, the money from their bracelets is contributing to ocean cleanup efforts and advocacy work trying to minimize plastic consumption and waste. But that's not to say that 4ocean is the only option. There are plenty of nonprofits like the Ocean Cleanup or the Surfrider Foundation that are doing similar work. So it's important to do your research. There are other videos and guides that together can help you make an informed decision. And it's also key to continue having conversations about whether for-profit companies can ever fix a capitalist structural problem. In other words, can the private sector actually reform from the inside out? If that answer is no, then it's important to mindfully navigate our relationship to companies like 4ocean. Despite the amount of time I spend honing my flashy graphics and slick visuals, the hardest part about making videos is writing a well-crafted story. At the end of the day, if the script isn't good, then the video isn't good. That's why I've recently turned to SKILLSHARE to learn more about developing strong narratives in nonfiction writing. SKILLSHARE is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes covering topics like motion graphic design, video creation, and much, much more. SKILLSHARE has been an essential way for me to work on my storytelling and writing in order to create more engaging and informational videos. I recently dove into the New Yorker staff writer Susan Orleans' creative nonfiction writing class, which guides you through every step of the writing process from finding a subject to the final edit, and I'm absolutely loving it. Above all else though, SKILLSHARE is affordable. Their premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes for under $10 a month if you sign up for an annual membership. So join the millions of creators and learners on Skillshare today with a special offer just for you. If you use the link in the description below, you can get 2 months of unlimited access to Skillshare for free. Hey everyone, Charlie here. Before the video ends, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. They have been supporting me since day one and bring some semblance of consistency and independence to the financial side of my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in 2 weeks.